as cliches as it sounds, that I think the easiest way to explain this emotion is every cloud has a silver lining. So you might be going through really rough times, be it emotional loss, personal loss, physical loss, but at the end of the day, and I'm not saying you'll get this feeling overnight, but at hindsight, when you think about it, there's always a lesson learned. And if you choose to have a perspective, there are two ways of looking at it. I mean, one way you could be like, this sucks, what did I go wrong, why did it happen to me? Or the other way is like, you know what, it could have been worse. And there's so many situations in our lives which just mature just in case you give yourself this opportunity to have, or rather own, a perspective. So the first one that I want to read it's called Lesson Learned, and I'll just take a couple of minutes to give you a background on that. I lost my grandfather, my paternal grandfather, when I was a little kid. And he was like the sweetest man ever, and he died because he ate tobacco. And that tobacco is what caused cancer. And, you think you're just 5 years old, what do you remember? And, I just had like these memories of him and pictures of him at my parents' place. But it's funny, when I actually started writing this book, this was one poem that just came to me. I didn't have to write it. And for me, it was just such a revelation about my own personality, this poem. Lesson learned. I was young, an age where understanding loss of even milk teeth was inconceivable, when my dada, paternal grandfather, was diagnosed. Irony. When I got a timeout for playing hopscotch before 6 p.m., the ill-bred cells lost their way home, did the hustle and dollar system, and were not punished. Drunk plantains swaying, or shocking display of hubris as the adults read. First the invasion, then his melodious voice distanced itself like the tides from the sandy beaches. But we grew closer, a space that malignancy couldn't touch. The hole in his throat, a kaleidoscope of catastrophe, reflective of his daunting world. I sang lullabies to keep him company. I assessed the language he spoke with his eyes. Ashen rain of remorse that he had become tobacco's slave. A little too late, they thought, as the sweet angel took him away. Or not. Today I am that age where I can throw rocks at the ocean all night, swallow fumes of adulthood. But I don't. My Dada's words play the record of repentance that I carry. We take our past wherever we go, cozily stashed inside our conscience. My husband couldn't be here tonight. He's in New York, and this is his favorite poem from the book, so this is to him. It's called I Cannot Emphasize Enough, and it's actually, I'm reading it for him, but this is a poem which is a tribute to all the survivors of the Bombay blast. I'm talking about the local train blast from about 5 years ago. Bombs were planted in local trains at several points, and some people survived and a lot didn't make it. And the survivor's guilt is a huge thing to deal with. My father-in-law was supposed to be on one of the trains, and he got called into a meeting. And, thank God for good things, and he missed that train. But I can't even tell you what survivor's guilt is all about. So this is a tribute to all those people. It's not your fault that it was a hot summer day and my mood was withered. It's not your fault I decided to leave work early to stomp out a black moss of anger. It's not your fault I drowned my eyes with sand and didn't see signs of the dark rain. It's not your fault I distracted my lips with pale fumes as I boarded the train, which never moved. But it will be your fault if you don't claim the dusts of grief, throw them into the oblivion, and move out of this transient world. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here tonight.